Well, President Trump says he would, quote, totally be willing to shut down the government if Congress does not approve funding for its border wall. Lawmakers must pass a spending bill by December 7th to keep the government open. Joining us now, Republican Congressman Christopher Smith from New Jersey. Sir, let me ask you about this. Obviously, the more recent scenes of the clash at the border, just sort of reinforcing the notion that it's not secure, that it's a major problem, and all Americans, I think, will love to avoid those sort of those issues in the future.
Without a doubt, Charles, I think we have consistently, going back to 2006 when we passed the Secure Fence Act, which oddly enough was backed by Barack Obama when he was a senator. We need to secure our borders, and I think we may not get to the full $5 billion that the president has asked for this year, but I do think there will be a compromise. And shutdowns are always looming. It's like Yogi Berra said, deja vu all over again. Here we go again. So it's a concern, but I don't think it should be that big of a concern.
How would a compromise look at this point?
It would be more, Charles, it would be more money. It would just be some more money to get to the point where we have a more secure border to mitigate these illegal crossings.
So that's what it always boils down to, right? I mean, we're seeing like record amounts of money come into government coffers, but the deficits keep building, the debt keeps mounting because all these deals, there's never really true sacrifice. It's just, hey, let's just write checks to everyone.
Well, we do have great needs that need to be met. We have an aging population that requires more money from Medicaid and Medicare. So part of it is demographically driven. And also things like defense does require, and I'm glad to support it, to ensure that the deterrence capability of our warfighter is second to none. So I do think the money is well spent, or at least we attempt to spend it well.
Of course, all of these are temporary, ceilings that have been around for a few decades, and they just keep getting nudged higher and higher.
That's true.
And then, I guess both parties put a finger in the air and say, who's going to take the blame if we shut down the government this time? I will say President Trump, he, unlike politicians in the past, doesn't seem to be too intimidated by that, maybe because the press is never going to write a good story about him anyway. But is this something that you guys are adding to your calculus here? Who's going to take the blame?
Well, I think we're trying to find a solution first and foremost. And, I know Mitch McConnell as well as Paul Ryan have all made it very clear that they're looking for a solution. And I do hope, December 7th is not that far away, but in terms of legislative time, it is a long time away. There's a lot of negotiations going on, and hopefully we'll get closer to a compromise that both sides can live with.
I want to shift gears to China, which this morning put out some threats to retaliate if U.S. sanctions, go through. And but they really started to talk about top U.S. officials responding to what they say are alleged human rights abuses. This following mass detention, strict surveillance of Muslim groups. And Congressman, I know you are part of a bipartisan group of lawmakers who've introduced legislation calling for those sanctions. And first of all, I want to applaud you. I've been talking about this for a long time. The globalists who keep saying, hey, let's not change the status quo with China, can't tell me why American values shouldn't come into the equation when they have 1 million people essentially in concentration camps because of their religion. Tell us about your bill.
Okay, sure. I've introduced a bill called the Uighur Human Rights Act, and the idea behind it is to hold accountable those Chinese officials through the Magnitsky Act, which is a global effort that passed a couple of years ago, and I was one of the House sponsors of that, to say you can't get a visa to come to the U.S. and you can't do business here in the U.S. It is a modest but necessary restriction. It also calls on the Commerce Department to restrict the sale of those kinds of capabilities like surveillance equipment, which is being used like an Orwellian state today in China, throughout the country, but especially in the autonomous region, Xinjiang, where these Uighurs are. And 1 million people. And now here's something that every journalist should be concerned about. And I know you are, and I thank you for this. 6 Radio Free Asia journalists here in the United States who do a wonderful job uncovering what goes on with the Uighurs. Their families have all been arrested and are being incarcerated. Some have disappeared. And what the Chinese government is doing, it is crushing the Muslim faith in this region of the country.
Right.
They are likewise crushing the Catholics, the Christians, the Tibetans, the Falun Gong. Xi Jinping is in a race to the bottom with the North Koreans when it comes to human rights abuses, and it has gone largely unnoticed and focused upon by the U.S., and thank you for bringing it to your viewers.
Well, thanks a lot for pushing this because, again, if we're talking about American values, let's talk about them. Congressman
Exactly.
Smith, thank you very much. Appreciate it.